Okay, so last night I was reading a little bit of 2 Corinthians and I decided to share a verse with you guys that I read. It really made me excited reading this verse for the first time. So in 2 Corinthians, Paul has a lot of things he can boast about. Boast meaning he can brag, he can glorify himself in that aspect. I think he lists everything, all of his past experiences in 2 Corinthians 11 or 12, verse of chapter 11, I believe. Paul lists everything he can boast about, but he doesn't boast about it. He instead boasts in Christ, because Paul describes the joy of knowing Christ comes nowhere near all of his past experiences. And to support this idea, Paul later in the passage gives an example of a man who was sent 14 years ago to the third heavens. And this man, while he was up there, saw crazy things. He saw revelations that no man will ever be able to experience in their lifetime. Now, later in the passage, we uncover that Paul was actually talking about himself. Paul was the man who was sent to the third heavens 14 years ago, obviously in that time. And while Paul was up there, he received a thorn in his flesh. The Bible describes it as a messenger from Satan had convicted him. And while Paul had received this thorn, it was bothering him, and he asked God to remove it. He doesn't want this thorn in his flesh. He doesn't want it. So God replies to Paul and he says, no, he's not going to remove it. And what God says next was so inspiring to me, I decided to make a video about it. In 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, God says, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. And here God is reminding Paul that Paul's strength in his ministry does not lie behind his abilities or his experiences. Paul's strength in his ministry is because of Christ who lives inside of him. And this idea is further highlighted in Philippians 4 verse 11, I believe, where Jesus said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video is God does not remove our struggles, but he empowers us to endure them. We are called to rely on God. Our weaknesses, they are not failures. They are opportunities for God's power to be shown. So this week, I pray for you, whoever's watching this video, that the season you are going through is temporary. You are going to get through this because you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I pray that you have a blessed week and that you'll go out and conquer. Share this message with anybody. Share it with your brother, with your sister, whoever. And may you have a blessed week. Thank you.